No, we're here. That's right. We're here, everybody. It's Friday, and generally my favorite day of the week because the week's on its way out, the weekend's on its way in, and of course Friday night Titus tonight over at Nerdrotics channel, and my day is just a full day, and I've got so much to do today, but I wanted to take a few minutes and hang out with you. Don't go anywhere. Today we're talking about a bucket of blood.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
Hey, Squeaky, the weather's been changing a lot here lately, and I think we need to check in with our local weather expert and see what the weather's doing.
Don't know. Might snow. Back to you, nerd.
How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing great. I hope you've had a great week. I hope you're ready for the weekend, and you just can't wait to get the party started. I know Squeaky Chair has been talking all week long about partying this weekend, and I'm like, I'm old. I don't want to party, Squeaky. And he pouts. Just like he's doing right now. He's just sitting there. He's not saying a word. Squeaky Chair. Alright, you guys, hey, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for being here. We're glad to have you each and every time we turn on this camera. We love hanging out with you and talking about movies and entertainment, good or bad. And boy, today have we got something special. In the description box down below are things we love and enjoy, and we thought you might like them as well. And also, of course, there's our merch page. We have a merch page over at flagranttriggers.com, and we're so thankful for them. We got some great shirts on there, even some new ones. So if you haven't checked it out in a while, check it out. There's some good stuff there. So there you go. There's that. First thing I want to talk about is Roger Corman. Now, you guys know I'm not a horror fan, but I do love me some classic movies. And my son bought a big box of movies on eBay. He won an auction with like 90 movies in it, and I snagged one because actually that's not true. I did snag a couple. I didn't snag this one. My apologies. I borrowed this one because of a recommendation from him. Now, this is Roger Corman's Horror Classics Volume 1, restored versions on DVD of The Terror, Dementia 13, and A Bucket of Blood. And I'm just not a Roger Corman fan per se. I don't watch horror. Even old horror generally, like classics, yes. But general horror, like it specifically, I'm just not a big fan. But anyway, I digress. He watched A Bucket of Blood, and he said, Dad, you gotta watch this. It's great. And I was like, what? It sounds weird. I don't know. But okay, I'll give it a shot. And I watched it. This is not a long movie, y'all. This is 65 minutes long. Anybody can find an hour and 5 minutes out of their day to watch something good. And I have to say, a brilliant movie. It's fantastic. It's not scary. It's not even horror. It's 1950s horror, I guess, but I'm gonna tell you all about it. Don't go away. Look, here we go. A Bucket of Blood, 1959. It's not rated. It's just approved. An hour and 6 minutes. A dim-witted busboy finds acclaim as an artist for a plaster-covered... I'm not gonna read the rest of that for you. Alright, because I'm going to tell you. Roger Corman's directed it. It was written by Charles B. Griffith. Stars Dick Miller, Barbara Morris, Anthony Carbone? Carbone? I don't know. Sorry. If I butchered the names, my apologies. Alright. Arkansas, right? So here's what happens. What had happened was, in this coffee shop, it's an artsy-fartsy coffee shop where you got a bunch of hipsters, and, you know, there's coffee drinking and poetry readings and this, that, and that, and they all think they're highbrow artistes, you know. You got this busboy, and he's not very bright. And they make fun of him, you know. He just, like, he wants to be a part of the crowd. You ever felt that way? He wants to be part of the crowd, and they just look down on him and yell at him, and he's just, woe is me, but he wants to be somebody, okay? So he goes home after work, and he has bought a box of clay to try to be an artiste, right? He's going to try to make something, so they'll all see he's just like them, right? And he hears his cat meowing in his house, in his apartment, and this, out of left field, man, the cat is in the wall, all right? And he's like, don't worry, I'll get you out of the wall. And he picks up a knife, presumably to cut open the wall, to get the cat out of the wall. But to start cutting it, he takes the knife and just jabs it in the wall. To the hilt, all the way. Cat stops meowing. You see where I'm going here? Believe me, you haven't seen where I'm going yet. So he tears open the wall, and he has killed the cat. His cat. And he's so sad. And he pulls this cat out that's dead. I know. B movie, okay? He pulls the cat out with a knife in it, and he's looking at it. But in his sadness, he looks over at the clay, and he looks at the cat, and genius strikes this non-genius person. He takes the clay, puts it all over the cat and the knife, molds it into shape, using the detail from the cat, right? And the next day he goes into work and shows it to his boss. He says, I've got some art here. I did some art. I want to show it to you. And he opens up the box and he pulls out this statue of this dead cat with a knife in it. And they're like, this is really nice. What do you call it? He's like, dead cat. Right? No kidding. Dead cat, right? So they're like, this is really good. Where'd you find this at? And he's like, no, I did it. So they end up putting it up for sale in the coffee shop, all right? But it's not big art. It's not a lot of art. So, you know. Anyway, so this one weird chick, after she sees his art, comes over and hits on him and wants him to take her home with him because she wants to show her, to honor him for being such a brilliant artist. Yeah, right. All right. He says no because he's got the hots for this chick that's way out of his league that hangs out at the coffee shop. Or that I think she's part owner of the coffee shop, actually. So don't worry. You got to hear the rest of this. It's fun. So she gives him drugs in a little bottle. Now, he doesn't know it's drugs. He just looks in it and sees it's powder and thinks it's headache medicine. She must have assumed he had a headache. That's what he thinks. She must have thought I get headaches because I'm such a good artist. Unbeknownst to him, there's an undercover cop in the coffee shop that sees this handoff, and he follows him home. And he comes in the house. The dude's trying to make pancakes. And he says, I want to know your supplier, and I'm going to have to arrest you and take you downtown, which freaks out the busboy, who's not all there to begin with. And the busboy cracks him over the head with the skillet. And that's all I'm going to tell you. That's the start. Needless to say, the next day he shows up with new art. Full size new art. It's brilliant. You can watch it on Prime. It's on Prime for free. Like, if you have Prime, you can watch this. Look, it is a great ride for an hour. Like, it's insane. It doesn't end happily, but boy was it fun. And it's black and white, but it's in English, so you don't have to read subtitles, you know. So, look, if you guys want to take an hour out of your time and watch a really good, really fun movie, just an abstract movie, this would be it. Because the more praise this guy gets for his great art, the worse things get for everybody around him. And that's that. Hey, now look, I want to rant about something. So have y'all seen this? This is John Wick 1 through 3 in steelbook form. The case is a book from the third movie when John Wick goes into the library and pulls out his stash book. And it's really neat. It's also really expensive, as you can see there. Now, I found out about this well over a month ago. It was released on February 28th. I paid for this on February 2nd. And like all pre-order items that I've ever gotten from anywhere, I've never pre-ordered from Best Buy, mind you. But like all pre-order items, I assumed, like for instance, if you pre-order something from Amazon, you know, it either ships out to you the day of release or the day before release. Because, you know, they're not just handed this stuff the day they're supposed to put it on the shelf. They get it early so that they can have it on the shelf on release day, right? And if you look at Best Buy's FAQ about pre-ordering, it says specifically that you will get it on or around the release day, right? Because nobody as a collector, just as a collector, if you pre-order something, it's because you don't want it to go sell out before you get your copy, so you pre-order it. And then, like I assumed, Best Buy had good intentions in heart, and it would ship to me, because we do not have a Best Buy here, because it was destroyed by a tornado a couple years ago, and Best Buy didn't want to reopen. Neither here nor there. So I ordered this a month ago. Release day was the 28th. And I didn't hear anything. I didn't get an email saying it shipped. You know, I double checked. You know, and then the 1st, I didn't hear anything. And so I reached out to customer support at Best Buy. And the person I talked to was like, oh, don't worry. You will get it at some point. And that's when the red flags started going off. So I wasn't getting anywhere with that. So I just, all right, thank you, bye. You know, and then yesterday I reached out to Twitter, to their Twitter page, their support page, and was told you will receive it by the 13th of March. It still hasn't shipped. And I'm watching, like, I wanted to unbox it here on the channel, obviously, for you guys to see it. Like, not to brag, obviously, you know, to show it, because it's such a cool item, right? And I was really excited about getting to review it on the channel. And I'm slowly watching YouTubers who have Best Buys, if not multiple Best Buys in their town, review this product. I'm not driving an hour to go pick one up. And it's selling out in the stores, right? I'm not driving an hour to get there and them not have it, right? Plus, I already paid for it. So for a month, Best Buy has had my money, drawing interest on it, or whatever they do, and they'll eventually get it to you. So this is just a fair warning advice. Best Buy does not care about their customer base, and they could care less if you get your stuff in a reasonable amount of time. So if you're going to pre-order something from Best Buy, understand you will not get it quickly, because they have 2 weeks to get it to you, in their opinion. So, not really a rant, just I'm very angry about it. I'm like more frustrated Because, like, if you order something, anywhere I've ever ordered a pre-order from, I get it, like, the next day after release, if not the day of release, in the mail. And it just goes to show you, companies are just not, they're not what they used to be. And I don't hear good things about Best Buy, but I trusted them and made my very first pre-order. And they've enjoyed my money for well over a month, and I still don't have the item I paid for. So, be leery, excuse me. There you go. That's Friyay's review. I'm glad y'all were here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please go watch A Bucket of Blood. It is not scary. You're going to be all right. You know, it is what it is, but it was a fun time. And I'm going to watch the other two, because that one was so good. So there you go. From Michael the Microphone, Bob, Squeaky Chair, and this big fat, as usual, frustrated nerd. We'll be back on Monday with another review. I've got a whole list of stuff here I'm working on, so don't go anywhere. Well, I mean, you can go somewhere. Just come back on Monday. We'll see you on Monday.